or a workout or a tip or whatever it is, make sure you're included in the picture. Number two, I cannot say it enough, this is a million times in this presentation, say it out loud. You will feel crazy, everyone in your house will think you're crazy. It will make your social media much more like you. And then make sure it aligns with your sneak peek. And what does this mean? Everything you post on social media has a point. Just like we showed you in the very beginning, what attracted us to our coach, everybody in your market is following you and waiting for the answers to their questions publicly. So I always tell my team, use your social media as a public sneak peek. People do not have to be in a private group for you to tell them details about the business. It is the biggest asset, the biggest thing that I could give you to take away from this presentation. So if you're doing a post and it does not align with what you want your followers or your niche, whatever you want those people to feel, whatever questions you want to be answered, make sure it aligns. So I'm going to show you an example of a second-rate post. Don't feel bad if you posted this, because a lot of people did, but this post was going around a couple months ago in the entire network, and I saw a ton of people copy and pasting it with the same exact emojis and the same exact words. And there is a point to it. The point was to grow your affinity on Facebook when the rules changed, right? And everybody wasn't changing it up, they were just copy and pasting it. And I looked at this and I said, okay, that is so smart. This is the smartest post I've seen in a long time, but it does not sound anything like me. I would never use those emojis, they're not even in my favorites list. And I would never talk like that. So I did this. I added a picture of my face to the same exact post. I reworded a couple sentences in a way that I would say it. It still has the exact same purpose. I still copied it from all the thousands of coaches who were posting it, but I made it into my brand. I made it me. And that's these little tiny tweaks. What we want you to understand is your brand, or finding out what that is not this huge major thing. It's these tiny, itsy-bitsy tweaks that you'll make to your social media, and you'll have to keep evolving with them. So now Amy's going to show you some of her examples.
Okay, let's talk about this for a second. So, sometimes I see posts from coaches, and it almost seems like I'm being attacked. And I'm a coach, and I'm like, why are you attacking me? Can you imagine if you were somebody who's actually considering reaching out to you, and then all of a sudden they got a post like this popping up on their social media? I don't know that I would reach out to you anymore, you know? You kind of just like buzzkilled everybody. And it's kind of in your face, you know, like the product's in your face, but it doesn't even look that delicious. I just personally would never post anything like this. We're all guilty of this. I can guarantee you, like, I've posted my green smoothies before and people say it looks like baby poop and whatever, but that's something that I drink every day, so they gotta deal with seeing that. But, you know, this is like really in your face and it's really salesy. There's like money back guarantee. Let me ask you guys, would you say this out loud to anybody ever sitting next to you? Ever? Like, that is so salesy. We are not salesmen here, okay? So I want to show you a version of what I actually do. Bonnie actually pointed out to me when we were going over our slides that I turned the cup around so nobody would even see the fact that it says Shakeology on it. I'm drinking something that looks very chocolatey, delicious, and frothy and yummy. And I'm posting just about an everyday thing, going to the airport. I talked a little bit about Carl. Somebody could click on that and see who Carl is. And I'm staying true to me and my brand. And I'm posting my face so they know it's me. So when they think about a meal replacement or something where they want some, a meal on the go or a healthy option to, like, if they're busy, if they're always running around, maybe they travel, this is something that's going to help somebody think like, oh, well, I want to try that thing that Amy posted about. I don't really even know what it is, but I'm kind of curious because her skin looks great, she looks happy, her hair looks really long, even though it's not real, but she looks, I'm going to reach out because I just really want to know what she's drinking. You guys, it's the curiosity factor that I really think coaches miss the boat on. Write that down, create curiosity. Because if you're constantly telling people, I'm doing this, and I'm doing that, and I'm drinking this, they're going to go Google it, and they're going to buy it on Amazon. And I can't tell you, I never have that issue, ever. I never have that issue. So if you don't ever want that issue again, you guys stop telling everybody everything you're doing. because they're gonna go and they're gonna Google it and they're gonna find it. But if you're like, hey, I'm doing this really fun dance, reach out to me, you know, see what it's all about. Look how sweaty I am, I've lost this amount of weight. They're gonna reach out to you because they're gonna know what you're talking about and what you're doing. And so I really hope that you understand that's a really great gold nugget for you guys.
And I think the coolest thing that I kind of noticed when Amy brought her examples were the fact that the first picture had Shakeology written on the front of the bottle, right? And then the second one, it didn't. And it had her smiling face. And that is exactly what we're talking about, those tiny little tweaks that set you apart from everybody else. And why? Why do you do these things? Why do you want to kind of be curious? Why do you want to not always shove brands in people's faces? Because after a while, whatever you put out there will eventually attract your team and your customers. Those will be the people that you spend your time with. Your vibe attracts your tribe. And I really want you guys, this crazy, cool, scary, interesting thing starts to happen. Your team will be exactly like you if you get your brand right. And it is the most amazing thing ever. This is a team picture of my team at these workshops last year. And this picture is so funny because we all just kind of did this. Right? There was no, hey, do this. That's because we're all so similar. We're cut from the same cloth. We have the same normal things. We have the same unique things. Because I talk about them all the time on my social media. I share who I am. And that's why eventually your team should be exactly who you are. And if you're sitting there and you're thinking kind of like, we don't really mesh well, or I don't really feel that vibe yet, you're not alone. Don't feel bad. That's an evolution that every leader has to go through. But if you're feeling that, that's a great indication for you to say, okay, maybe I should go back and make those lists and start posting in my actual brand. And don't overthink it. Done is always, always better than perfect. Just start being your brand if you don't feel like you're not.
Yeah, and I didn't feel like I was the brand of the team that I was on originally, and so I didn't like cancel and restart my business. I just left that group and started a new group, and I started my own team. And you guys, that's what the power of this business is that you get to create your own team. The goal is to create your own team that you get to bring to Summit. That is what you want to do. And I laughed when I saw that slide of Bonnie's team, because look at my team. We couldn't be any more different, you know, and we didn't plan this either. Like, we were like, oh, group photo. You know, it just